Okay, so I've been teaching men how to attract women for 21 years now. God, that's insane, but I did start when I was 7 because I was a bit of a prodigy. Just kidding. Anyways, in that period, I've actually been labeled as the world's #1 wing girl, which is pretty cool. And my online programs and coaching has helped hundreds of thousands of men go from Mr. Nice Guy to Mr. Holy, I want him now. And today it's your turn because I'm going to compress 21 years of my best and most brutally honest dating advice into this one video. So, if you're struggling with dating right now, not having any luck with women, this is going to help you immensely. To be honest, these 21 pieces of dating advice are the only things you need to know to be successful with women. Just pay attention, keep watching, get out a pen, and get ready. My name is Marnie, and from here on out, I'm gonna be your very own personal wing girl. And every week, it's my job to give you the no BS insider info about what women really want versus what they say they want. Plus, the most effective methods to win over any girl you like. So just hit that subscribe button now so that you never miss a video again. All right, here's my 21 years of my most important, brutally honest dating advice for men. Number 1, there's 10. Attraction is a reaction to attractive traits. This is the most important secret of female attraction that most men do not understand. So let me make it as simple for you as possible. A woman doesn't choose to be attracted to you. She doesn't consciously decide if she's attracted to you. It's an instinctive reaction that just happens when you display attractive traits and behaviors that are attractive to the female brain. So think of it like a natural reflex that she has within her. You act in a bold and confident way, and attraction happens. You banter with her and display a playful side, attraction happens. You show that you're passionate about something and you're ambitious and you're determined, attraction happens. Poof, it just happens. It doesn't matter if you're much older or you're a bit out of shape or you're plain looking. It doesn't matter if you don't drive a Ferrari or live in a penthouse. As long as you display traits and behaviors that are naturally attractive to women, she will find herself being drawn to you and even seeing you in a sexual way. Now, the opposite is also true. You might be the most amazing guy on paper. You might be tall, you might be good looking, you might be well educated and rich. You might even have a lot of things in common with the woman that you're talking to. But if you start displaying traits and behaviors which turn women off, so for example, if you start showing signs of insecurity, like being unable to make eye contact, speaking in a low voice, having closed off body language, or maybe trying to brag about yourself and prove yourself to her, she is going to instantly be turned off by you and go for someone else that actually turns her on. In fact, this is why a lot of successful men struggle with women. And I work with these guys, okay? So I know it's true. They think that they have all the raw materials to get all the women they want, but because of the way they act and the traits that they display, they never end up with the women they really desire. So on the other hand, guys who think that they're not good looking and don't make a lot of money just assume that they don't even have a shot with highly attractive women. They psych themselves out. They don't know that a woman's attraction for you can be switched on just by displaying these traits. And it's so much easier than you think. So if you can display certain traits, attraction happens. It's literally automatic. A woman doesn't even stop and think about it. Okay, this guy is acting confident. I should become more attracted to him right now. So it doesn't happen like this, okay? It just doesn't happen. She gets the butterflies in her stomach. She gets that tingly feeling between her legs and all over her body, and she starts seeing you as attractive in a sexual way, and that is how attraction works. It's an automatic response to certain traits and behaviors women naturally are drawn to. All right, number 2. Women are dying to meet in real life. Most guys believe that they can't just walk up to a woman and start a conversation. Out in the wild, they can't do it. That doing so is gonna bother her, it's gonna creep her out, so they cling to dating apps out of fear, right? In an attempt to shield themselves from the discomfort of approaching women in person. But the truth is, approaching in person is the best way to meet women. Why? Well, it comes down to one thing: spontaneity. When you approach a woman that you don't know and you spark a romantic connection with her, you're creating a story in her mind that can't be replicated by anyone else. That feeling she gets as the surprise, the nervousness and curiosity sets in doesn't even come close to matching with number 146 on Hinge, right? In fact, Why do you think women love reading corny romance novels and watching chick flicks? It's because every woman is secretly dying to meet the man of her dreams through a spontaneous chance encounter in real life. She's in line at the coffee shop waiting to place her order or just finish her workout at the gym when suddenly you walk in and say all the right things and she feels all the good stuff and she thinks to herself, oh my God, this never happens. This is like something out of a movie, something I've been dreaming of. And because of that, she values you far more than any guy on a dating app she can easily replace within a few swipes. At the end of the day, just remember that no woman wants to brag to her friends about meeting her new boyfriend on Tinder. Like she does, she will, and she'll be very happy about it, but she doesn't want to. It's so much more romantic and fun and exciting to meet someone in real life. And you'd be surprised at how many women are open to your approach. When I was single, I prayed for a guy to approach me, okay? Number 3, the 5-minute rule of attractive conversations. All right, speaking of talking to women, when you meet a new woman, it's important to give that conversation at least 5 minutes or so to really pick up steam. This is because when you start talking to someone new, especially a woman that you do not know yet, they are going to be just as cold inside their heads as you were before you psyched yourself up, getting yourself ready to start the conversation. So they're not prepped like you are. This means the woman you're talking to might be glad to see that a cool, confident man has finally approached her, but she'll still need to warm up to you and feel more comfortable in your presence, and then she's gonna start talking more freely. You need time for her to drop the barrier. The problem most guys face is that they don't ever give their conversations a chance to really take off and build momentum. Most guys expect to hit this conversation flow way too quickly. They see a woman's lack of enthusiasm in the first couple of minutes as a sign that she's not interested in them. And because of this, they get bummed, they get insecure, and their conversations end abruptly and they walk away. So how do you avoid this? Well, you have to be prepared to carry the conversation for, I think, at least the first 5 minutes, which I know is a long time, but be prepared to talk for 90% or even 90% of the time in those initial 5 minutes. Give her the time to get out of her head and start talking more freely. Some women will get there much faster because they're used to being social, but most women will need time, especially women who are shy, and you can't rush time. All you need to know is that if she's not walking away, there's some curiosity there. So keep going, give your conversations the chance to take off. Number 4, you have to own your own desires. I feel like most men today need to hear this one on repeat over and over again. It's okay to be sexually interested in a woman. It's okay to let her know you find her attractive. It's okay to want a sexual relationship with her and to try to make it happen. You don't have to hide or apologize or feel guilty for your desires as a man. As a man, it's in your biology to be attracted to a good-looking, healthy woman. It's in your biology to crave a relationship, a sexual relationship with her, even if it's something casual. You don't have to pretend to be her friend. You don't have to hide your desires in the name of being polite and respectful. Women want to be desired. We want it. Women want to be with a guy who is unapologetic about wanting her. He knows he wants her, and he's not afraid to show it. That's the kind of man who turns us on like crazy. That's the kind of man we're drawn to on a primal level. Why? Because it's so bold, it's so masculine, and it's sexy as hell. When you show a woman that you desire her without guilt or shame or apology, there is an immediate spark. There's an immediate romantic tension in the air that draws us in to you. You shut the door to the friend zone forever if you put that side of you out there first. And now you're on her sexual radar. I feel like the biggest roadblock and weakness that guys have today in terms of dating is that they hide their desire from a woman. They don't want to be creepy, and I get that, or look like a guy who's just trying to get into her pants. And look, again, I can see why this happens. In today's hypersensitive culture, it can feel too risky to show a woman that you find her attractive and try to move things in a romantic or sexual direction. But I'm telling you, as a woman, this is a risk that you need to take. There is no way around it because it's either this or the friend zone, which is really the nothing zone. So you get to decide. What I can tell you is that as long as you're not overtly sexual or physically aggressive with a woman, as long as you can take a step back if you sense that she is not comfortable with anything that you're doing or with something that you're doing, you will be just fine. So please, get out of your own way, start showing women what you really want, and go after it without guilt, shame, or apology. You're not being creepy. you're just being a man. And that is very sexy. All right, number 5. Neediness is the enemy of attraction. Women instinctively avoid needy men. If you're a guy who needs her reassurance to feel confident, if you need her to constantly give you signs and basically keep reminding you that, yes, I find you attractive. Yes, I'm into you. Yes, I'm still interested in you. My attraction's not going away. Yes, I want you to make a move. Then you're going to chase her away. A woman wants to be with a guy who remains confident and feels good about himself, regardless of how she behaves. Her emotions don't affect him. This comes from an instinctive understanding women have where she knows that her emotions can fluctuate, where she knows that her mood and her behavior can ebb and flow. That's women. This is us. It's in our biology. And if a guy cannot handle that, if his confidence is going to crash every time she's not being reassuring or overtly excited, then he's simply not going to make a great partner for her. And that's what she thinks in her head. So she can't be sexually attracted to him. In fact, even when you meet a woman for the first time, say you're at a bar or you're at a party or you're at a coffee shop, wherever, it really doesn't matter where, you shouldn't base your confidence on how she's responding to you in those early stages. If she's not being super enthusiastic and showing tons of interest, right? Remember number 2 or number 3? Don't start thinking that you're not good enough as a man. She doesn't want to see that you need her to reassure you, and only then you'll feel confident, because that's not really genuine confidence anyway. If you need others to tell you to be confident or reassure you. Okay, speaking of which, number 6, women will test you if they're interested. Look, the more confident you appear, the more you might get tested by a woman. So for example, she might tease you, she might disagree with you, she might even pull back her interest and act a little cold with you, just to see if you lose your cool, if you lose your confidence and start acting insecure or needy or whatever you're gonna do. Now this is not some game or tactic women use to make your life harder. I want you to really understand that. It's a natural response we have to a guy we find confident and attractive. In fact, only when we find a guy attractive or start taking a real interest in him, that's when we start testing him. If a woman is always nice and always friendly and always assuring to you, in most cases, it just means that she's not that into you. Additionally, when a woman is testing you and you don't buckle under pressure and lose your confidence, her attraction is gonna shoot through the roof. It just goes up. Her desire grows, she gets more turned on by you, because now she can instinctively tell that you're the real deal. You're not faking it or putting on a front. You're actually an attractive guy. So her guard comes down and she gives more of herself to you. She opens up. I don't know why I'm doing these moves. That means, if anything, you should be happy if you're being tested by a woman. It's like a badge of honor. It's one of the strongest signs of interest there is. So know that and smile about it. And it's an opportunity for you to set yourself apart from the crowd and show that, unlike most guys she meets, you're the real deal, and she would be freaking lucky to be with you. Number 7, if you don't lead, she's going to leave. If you don't confidently ask for her number, suggest meeting up, or make a move to take things in a sexual direction, in almost all cases, a woman is going to lose interest and leave. I have done this many times. It doesn't matter how attracted she is to begin with. It will all just start to fizzle. This is where so many guys lose out on opportunities with women. They might grab a woman's attention, do all the right things, get her feeling attracted, but they don't make a move to take things to that next level. They wait. They wait for the right time. They wait for the right thing to say. They wait for the right technique. They don't do anything. They wait for more signs of interest from the woman. And in the end, she just loses interest and moves on. She gets frustrated, right? And moves on. And then they go chasing after her, trying to get another chance, which is very difficult once this has already happened and the attraction has been lost, and impossible if she's already found somebody else. So what this means is all this advice and strategy on attracting women is meaningless unless you actually lead things forward. Playing it safe and being passive is not the way to get the woman you want. If there's no risk, there's no reward. So once you know you're doing the things women find attractive, which we've gone over, don't waste your time. You need to shoot your shot and keep moving things forward. Not like jumping way past things, but move them forward. Screw the right time or the right technique or the right thing to say. Just do it. Make a move. Like, listen to Nike. Just do it. Don't let the attraction fizzle out. Number 8, women are highly sexual beings. Having worked with so many guys over the last 21 years, one thing has become very clear to me, and it is this. 99% of guys do not realize how sexual women really are. Most guys see women as these like innocent little snowflakes who want nothing to do with sex because it's so dirty. In fact, deep down, most men feel like women are automatically repulsed when a man tries to take things into a sexual direction. And this is something that keeps men from making a move on her in the first place. They think it's gonna be disgusting if they try to do something. But this is a huge misconception. All women are highly sexual beings. We love sex. We think about it more than you know, and maybe even more than you. We fantasize about it. We dream about it. I dream about it almost every night, about kissing people. It's weird. We crave it just like any man would. However, most of us act like we're not interested in it due to some very common reasons. One of the main reasons why is that most guys don't feel like they can trust a woman who's really into sex and is chasing it. If a woman shows a lot of interest in getting physical with a guy and openly talks about it, a guy might think that she's slutty or untrustworthy or not worth their time. On the other hand, most women who have an idea of how she needs to present herself to the outside world, maybe that's being sweet, nice, and super respectful to everyone else and not talking about sex. Maybe that's being super bossy and not taking any crap from anybody. Maybe that's being a higher achiever who works really hard. Either way, these are all responses to the exact same problem. How do I appear like the girl society wants me to be? It's all about appearing the right way, the approved way. So because of that, she might hide her sexual side from the world. Younger women are better at this. Older women are not. But guess what? All of this is actually exhausting for a woman. Deep down, most women crave to meet a guy who creates that romantic spark with her and confidently leads her into a world of pleasure and fun and good sex. This is why books like 50 Shades of Grey are such a huge hit with women. This is also a big reason why the bad boys and players of the world actually do so well with women. They feel no shame in making a move on women. They don't see women as these innocent beings who don't even think about sex. They create a romantic spark and then waste no time in leading things in a sexual direction. And that is something that you need to start doing right away if you want to get better results with women. Number 9. Use absence to increase desire. And so many guys make the mistake of over-investing in a woman once she shows interest. Once the guy knows she might be into him, he starts to text her all the time, call her, try to see her as often as possible. The problem is this: the more that you're seen and heard from her, the more your value decreases. It sucks, I know. But instead of a treat, you become a routine and a regular habit, and you know where it goes from there. So suddenly, without even knowing it and knowing why, the woman starts to lose interest, takes you for granted, and starts to pull back a little bit. In other words, you're no longer as special as you used to be, so her desire starts to fade away. So in order to prevent this from happening, which I've talked about in many videos, you need to know when to withdraw. That's a good tip for many different parts of this process. But in this one, I'm talking about when to pull back. Once you've captured her attention and stirred up some desire in her, you need to starve her of your presence. Like, starve that girl. You can't be available to her all the time because you have a life. So let her think about you. Let her wonder when you'll reach out to her again. I'm not saying to play games and totally avoid her, but let her miss you. Let her miss being with you. Heck, let her try to come to you and chase you. This is what's required for her desire to grow into something long-lasting. On the other hand, you can't just disappear for weeks and randomly come back again. That is just gonna piss her off and make her see you as an unreliable guy, right? And you don't want that. So it's about striking a balance. Give her small doses of your full attention and presence, and then withdraw and be absent for a little bit of time. You don't have to do this as a tactic either, even though I am sort of saying it as a tactic. In fact, most guys actually fail miserably when they try this as a tactic, because the truth is you need to have other things going on in your life that you can engage with, other things that make you happy and keep you occupied. Your work, your hobbies, your friends, your family, the gym even, other obligations. You need these things, or else what's gonna happen is that you'll meet that one woman that you really like and you're gonna become really obsessed with her in no time and start forming one-itis, and you'll start chasing her and overwhelm her with your presence. You might try to be absent as a tactic, but if you have nothing else going on in your life, you're gonna inevitably start thinking about her, become needy for her attention, and you'll finally give in and start over-investing in her. And I've seen this happen to hundreds and hundreds of guys firsthand. It is not pretty, and it's awful, and trust me, it can easily happen to you. So yes, the idea is that you want to use absence to increase her desire. You need to give her the space to think about you and miss you. But the right way to do it is to have other things in your life that you can engage with in the meantime, okay? Number 10, the best lines and tactics don't work for most men. When it comes to dating advice, the thing that guys seem to want the most are the best lines to say to women or the best tactics to attract her. And of course, I understand the appeal of these things. I deliver these things to people as training wheels. However, the truth is the best lines and tactics don't work for most men, and it's because there's always something missing. So let me explain a little. I've often said in my videos that it's not about what you say, but it's about how you say it. So for example, let's look at a classic flirty line that almost always makes women smile and creates a little spark of attraction, right? The line is, seriously, you need to stop undressing me with your eyes. It's making me uncomfortable. This is a great line. It's fun, it's flirty, it's bold, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work for every guy. Because what if a guy says it like this? Seriously, you need to stop undressing me with your eyes. It's making me very uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable to even just say that. See how off-putting that is? Okay, so what if he says it like this? Seriously, you need to stop undressing me with your eyes. It's making me very uncomfortable. And you're very uncomfortable while I say it. Do you see the difference between all three of these, the first way that I said it and the other two? The line loses its charm and actually makes you look awkward and insecure. So this means you need the lines and the delivery right. Well, not exactly. I have more to say on this. That's not the missing link. You see, you can practice how to say a line all you want, but how you say things is mainly influenced by how you think and how you feel on the inside. See, it's all going back to number 1. So if you practice the right delivery, but feel nervous when you're in front of an attractive woman, then you're inevitably going to mess it up slightly. It's gonna come out better when it's practiced, but it's still gonna mess it up. Chances are you might not even remember the line anymore. You might just go blank and don't know what to say. The same goes for your attraction tricks and tactics as well. For example, I could tell you that one of the most attractive things you can do when talking to a woman is hold eye contact with her. I've said this a million times. But once again, if you're nervous on the inside, if you think that you're not attractive enough for this woman that you're making eye contact with, you think that she's too good looking for a guy like you won't be able to hold eye contact with her, or you'll feel tremendously uncomfortable doing it. And it's going to show on your face and make you look awkward because you're gonna be in here rather than in here, being present. Similarly, I could tell you exactly how to keep a conversation going. I could teach you tricks like conversation threading and storytelling and give you the banter techniques and formulas and everything that you need. But you won't be able to execute it unless you have the right attitude to back it up, the chutzpah, the confidence, and that's the missing piece. So many guys learn the lines and the tactics and the theory, but they don't have the right mental attitudes yet. So they might get a little bit of attraction from women every now and then because of the canned lines and tactics. I mean, they're still good, but they certainly don't attract the kind of women that you really want, and for the long run, because they're still very nervous around attractive women, very anxious, insecure, stuck in your own heads, always second guessing their actions. And it's almost like they or you can't do anything about it. When they meet a woman they find really attractive, they just switch off and they don't know what to do. They get flooded, they freeze, or they act super awkward and weird and chase her away. And at the end of the day, they just never get the women that they really want because they haven't fixed here yet. So here's what I want you to do. I want to create a whole video series to help out guys like you so you can use these tactics and lines, but I need your help. I need to know exactly what you need so that I can make videos that make the most sense for those needs, okay? So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I need from you. I want you to click the link that I put down in the description box that says, take the survey now. I want you to click on it. And then I want you to answer all the questions that I ask in the survey. It's gonna take 2 minutes max. And then I will have all the information I need to get you the guidance that you want and need to pull off these lines and tactics properly. Plus, I'm also gonna sweeten the deal just a little bit. When you fill out the survey, I'll also give you access to 2 free 2-hour masterclasses of your choice from my library of over 50 masterclasses. You can choose whatever topic you want. Does that sound good? If it does, I know it does because it's a really good deal, please go click the link below. You can also scan the QR code that should be up on the screen somewhere and fill out the survey now. Help me help you. Help me help you. Little Jerry Maguire. Only takes a few minutes to do. Lastly, thank you for watching this video to the very end. I hope you found it useful. And as always, I will see you again next week.